Welcome to this quickfire edition of Let's Talk Tax. We all know that the Chancellor's budget statements can have short and long-term impacts on both the investment markets and the wider economy. So today I'm joined by James Hunter-Jones from the Forvis Mazars UK investment team. So James, the Chancellor's under significant pressure to both raise taxes, manage spending and ultimately reduce the size of the UK deficit. How significant a challenge does this budget represent for her?
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I think the scale of the challenge really can't be understated. Spending since the last budget has exceeded expectations. The headroom that she set at that point is being challenged. That in and of itself would be problematic. But on top of that, we've heard that the OBR is now keen to downgrade productivity expectations, which will have a significant impact on that deficit and will increase it. And ultimately, Rachel Reeves has to find a solution that is going to deal with both of those issues, all the while placating backbenchers, living up to the red lines that they set in the 2024 election manifesto, and also aiming for growth. We've got to remember this is a government that said that it was going to try and achieve growth. So it's a lot to balance. I think that from our point of view, we see that there are a few things that she really does have to deliver on. Obviously, it's got to be credible. The solution has to make sense and it has to offer credibly a way in order to close that deficit, that gap. It also has to give the impression that Rachel Reeves is not going to be doing this again in 12 months. Investors and markets want to see that the solution that she proposes is going to be a one and done of sorts. We've got to remember the financial markets are very skeptical in terms of how they view the UK's situation. They know it's difficult, and then we know that when they don't like what they see, they tend to sell off government bonds and they tend to sell off currency. And then that only makes Rachel Reeves's job harder. And I think that we shouldn't forget that growth is an objective of this government. So if they come out with a bunch of policies which don't seem like they're going to support growth, then that's going to be problematic, not only from a deficit perspective, but also at the next election. So these are all things that Rachel Reeves is going to have in her head as she comes up with a credible plan for this budget coming up. So from our perspective, we see it that it's a really challenging time. There is no clear path as to how Rachel Reeves is going to solve the issues that the UK faces in this upcoming budget. And that's why we and the market as a whole will be watching this event very closely.